how to run LTP now. So as I said, LTP is a set of test cases. You can run all the test cases in a single go, or you can run single test cases as well. Single test cases, they can be executed directly by executing the binaries. Few of them will need $pwd present in the dollar path. Some of them may need additional parameters. So if you want more information, you can just look into the source code. For example, if you we can directly run this particular, go into test cases. The source code, if you go there, there will be test cases folder. You can directly go into kernel test cases. You can see we have kernel network test cases here, kernel test cases, and system call test cases. I want to check fcntl test cases, fcntl system call. Suppose if I want to execute fcntl 01, I can execute it, and there is nothing happening. 02. So fcntl 02 test system call. You can see the source code you have. It's the simply.c file. What is each and every file doing? It may need some parameters. fcntl 01. Then we have fcntl 02.c. So it's test for dupfd, which is duplicate fd argument, and it's printing the results on the. So it's saying pass, pass, pass. There are 6 tests which are passed. So that you can directly execute test cases by running the binaries. So instead of in the source code, those binaries are present in this particular file. If you run test, you have in test cases bin, you have all this here as well. fcntl2 will also be present here. So same thing is present here. So when you install, only the binaries get copied. The source code will not be copied. Source code is, if you want source code, then you need to look into the repository. So you can run single test cases. But if you want to run all the test cases, there's a script which is provided by LTP. Just run LTP. Very simple, right? Run LTP. Simple script, run LTP. It will start running all the test cases which is present here. Run LTP. So this run LTP, it needs sudo permissions. If I run this run LTP, it will fail because it's trying to create an output directory here, and it needs permission, sudo permission to create output directory. So it failed here. So you need to use sudo run LTP. Now it is trying to test all this, all the things which are present in it. All the test cases are being run now. Because you said run LTP, it will run all the test cases. Well, we can stop this now because it will take time to run all the test cases. We are not interested now to test all the test cases. So you can see we have, say, Control-C, it has killed. So when you start, when you use the LTP script, it will create files. It has created 2 folders which was not present before. One is an output folder, other is a results folder. So output folder and a results folder will be created once the test is completed. So results are stored in the output folder. So if you go to output folder, you'll be seeing whatever the tests which have failed will be present in this particular folder file. So these are the test cases which have failed, and now you can look into the source code for these test cases, why these test cases have failed. There's one more tcon file where we have stopped it. So it says act 2, and then we have results folder which contains all the test cases which we have executed. So output folder will contain only the test cases which have failed, and the results folder will contain the test cases which are passed as well as successful. So here in the act 2 we set Control-C, that's the reason it came in conf, and then we have a lot of cases which are passed, and there were some cases which have failed, like bind 06. It also gives like how many tests are present, like 2165, and how many were failed, and the machine architecture and the host name. So when you say run LTP, it will start executing all the test cases. But if I want to only run, if I only want to execute a specific test case, say I only want to execute system call tests, I can pass -f option. So run LTP, go back, run LTP, sudo, it needs sudo permission. Run LTP -f syscalls. Now it will only execute system call tests. So it will start executing only system call test now. So -f will allow you to execute particular type of test, like network tests, real-time test and all. So I'm specifying syscalls, so it will only execute system call test now. Now if you see in the results folder, there will be a new file which will be created. So it has a timestamp. So LTP run on this particular timestamp. So you can open this now. And you can observe only the system calls are present here, like abort, etc. All the system calls are present here. So using F option, you can specify which category of test you want to execute. As I want to execute system call test, so I can only say using -f, I can say LTP to run only system call. Again, from this system call, if you want to execute a particular system call, I can use the -s option. So now we have run system call. I say I only want to execute open system call. I can say s open. Now it will only execute open system calls. Whatever the open system call tests are present in LTP, those system calls will be executed. So it is running a lot of system call open system call test and it is printing information. You can see fs open 101.c, running some of them, and you can so it's started running them, like passes various input parameters, append and etc, close over exec. So all those things, like passes various parameters to, and then it will execute. Say I want to execute, so I'm stopping this test. I can say I only want to execute madvice, then whatever madvice test system calls are present, system call test are present, those system call test will only be executed. So here we have only one madvice. We have madvice 01, so it has madvice 012. So it has completed its testing. So this is how you can use LTP. Run LTP script is the major script, the most used script to run LTP tests.